How can I debug callback functions in JavaScript array methods? Imagine trying to fix a puzzle where some pieces don't fit, but you don't know which ones are causing the problem. That's what debugging callback functions in JavaScript array methods can feel like. When you use methods like forEach, map, filter, reduce, every, or sum, you pass in functions that run on each item in an array. These functions often take parameters like the current element, its index, and the entire array. Sometimes, bugs happen because these callbacks don't behave as expected, and that's when debugging becomes essential. The first step is to add console.log statements inside your callback functions. For example, if you're using filter to keep only even numbers, you can log the current number and whether it passes the test. This way, you see exactly what each iteration is doing. It's like having a little detective inside your code. Next, check the return value of your callback. Many array methods depend on what your function returns. For filter, it needs to return true or false. If you forget to include a return statement or return the wrong value, the method won't work right. So, always verify that your callback explicitly returns what it should. If your callback is complicated, try isolating it. Turn it into a named function outside the array method. Then you can test that function separately by calling it with different inputs. This helps you see if it produces the right output without running the entire array method. Another handy tool is the debugger statement. Place a debugger inside your callback. When you run your code in a browser or IDE with debugging tools, execution will pause at that point. You can then inspect variables, step through each line, and understand exactly what's happening during each iteration. Sometimes, your callback might use the keyword this. If that's the case, make sure you pass the correct context as a second argument to the array method. If you don't, this might not point to what you expect, leading to bugs. Also, be cautious if your callback involves asynchronous operations like fetching data. Array methods like forEach or map don't wait for promises to resolve, so debugging asynchronous callbacks needs extra care. Using async and await or promises can help manage this. Using linting tools like ESLint can also catch common mistakes, such as missing return statements or improper use of variables. Let's look at an example. Suppose you want to filter an array of numbers to keep only even ones. You can add console.log inside the callback to see what each number is and whether it passes the test. This makes it easy to spot where things go wrong. In short, debugging callback functions in array methods is about inspecting what's happening at each step. Use console logs to trace inputs and outputs, verify return values, isolate complex callbacks, and use debugging tools to step through your code. Understanding how these callbacks work and how to troubleshoot them will make your JavaScript code more reliable and easier to maintain.